Hello, it's Nancy Queen, and I'm here to teach you how to crochet. If it's been something you've been wanting to do but didn't know where to start, I'm going to show you everything you need to know to get started, including a slip knot, how to hold your hands, a starting chain or foundation chain, how to single crochet, cast off, weave in yarn ends, and with all of that knowledge that you're going to learn in just a few minutes, I'm going to give you 3 fun and easy projects that you can make. You'll be able to make a washcloth, a coaster, and a bookmark. So let's dive right in. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click the bell to get notified every time I post. One of the things I love about crochet is that you don't need a lot of materials to get started. You're going to need a crochet hook, some yarn, a yarn needle, and a pair of scissors. So let's figure out how we're going to buy the right crochet hook with the right yarn. You can buy any yarn you like, so just go to the store or shop online and pick out something that looks fun to you. I'll put links to all of the yarns in the description below. So let's take a look at the first yarn here on the right. It's called Premier Home Cotton. And I'm going to turn it over. There it is, Premier Home Cotton. And I'll turn it over and I'll see that it's a number 4 Craft Yarn Council. That's a worsted weight yarn, and it's good middle of the road yarn because it's like the middle thickness. And then over here on the right, you can see what size crochet hook works well with this yarn. So that's what you want to get for your first project or for practice, is a crochet hook that's this size. And I believe this one is an I9 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, and here it is in my little hook set. You can see it's printed right on the hook itself, so you'll always be able to find what size hook you have. Then this one's a bulky weight yarn. It's called Lion Brand Softball, and you'll see it's a number 5, so it's a thicker yarn than this one, and it uses a size N crochet hook, which I don't actually have in my set over there. It's an N, and you can buy that in other places. I'll provide a link to that crochet hook size. This company, Susan Bates, does make that size hook. And let's go on to the next one. This yarn on the left is called Mighty Stitch Bulky. It's also a bulky weight yarn. It's by Knit Picks. And this is the one I'm going to be using today. I just love this bright pink color. And you can see here it's also a number 5 weight yarn, and it uses anywhere from a K to an M hook. Well, it just happens that the largest hook I have here is the K hook. So that's what I'm going to be using with this yarn. So now you know how to find the right hook with your yarn. So let's get started crocheting. So I've got my bright pink bulky Mighty Stitch yarn and that K crochet hook, and I'm going to start by just pulling out a little strand of the yarn, and I want to leave about a 4 to 6 inch tail before I make my slip knot. Now here's my tail, and I'm going to make my slip knot right after that. You always want to leave a little tail so that you can weave in the yarn ends later. So I make 2 loops that look like a bow. And now I'm going to put 1 loop inside of the other and pull up on it. And that's my slip knot. Now, crochet patterns don't tell you that you need to make a slip knot, but you need to make a slip knot to begin every crochet pattern. So I'm going to place that slip knot on the needle and tighten, on the hook rather, and tighten it up. There are 2 popular ways to hold the crochet hook. The first is the pen hold, where you're holding your hook like a pen and your hand is under the hook. The other method is the knife hook, where you're holding it like a knife and it's over the hook. I use this method. Try them both and see which one you prefer. So that's going to be for your right hand. Then your left hand is going to control the yarn itself. Now I weave mine through my fingers, and I'll show you how I do that. I'm going to tighten up my slip knot. You want that slip knot to be snug but able to slide on the hook like that. Now, I weave it through my fingers, but when you're just getting started, you don't need to do that. You can just hold it with your hand and give it enough slack so that you can work the stitch. So my thumb and index finger is going to control that slip knot, and then I'm going to hold it with the rest of my hand like this, and I catch it with my finger to give a little tension. Now we're going to start by making chains, and these chains are basically the main stitch of all crocheting. And we're going to start by having our yarn up high on my finger. Now I'm going to twist my hook towards the back and hook it through that yarn. Then I'm going to pull the yarn through the slip stitch that's on my hook, and I've made one chain. So I'm going to get that stitch up on the shaft or widest part of the hook and do it again. Turn my hook back, pick up the hook. It's called a yarn over when you're picking up the yarn. And now I've made 2 foundation chains. So now I'm going to hook that yarn again, yarn over, and then pull it through the stitch that's on my hook. Now I've made 3 foundation chains. And that is how you make a chain. You just keep repeating that technique all the way along, and you don't count the stitch that's on the needle. That one's never counted, only the ones that are free flowing below that. So let's turn our hook, yarn over, and pull that stitch through. 4 chains made, yarn over, pull the next one through, 5 made, yarn over, pull the next one through, 6 made, and we're going to go to 11 chains on this foundation chain. And give yourself time to get used to this. You're learning a completely new technique. Even if you've knitted before, this is totally different, and you need time to adjust. Now look at this cute little braid of, they look like little hearts braided together. That is the front of your foundation chain. And you're going to be working in each one of these stitches across. That's how you start your first row. And then you're going to turn and work the other direction, and you're just going to keep zigzagging up the work as you go. That's how you make crochet. It's not that difficult. We can do this, and I know you can do this. So now that I've made my first row, I'm ready to, my foundation chain, I'm ready to start my first row of crochet. Now for our first row of crochet, it's called single crochet is what we're doing. We're going to work back along these stitches or chains that we just created into each one of them. We're going to work in the top. Now that's the back. It looks like a spine, and the front looks like hearts. We're going to be working in the front of our stitches. You can see there they are. Each stitch right there is a cute little heart. We're going to work in each one of these all the way across. And we're going to start by going into the second chain from the hook. We're not going to count the stitch that's on the hook. We're going to count 1 and then 2, and we're going to go into that stitch. Just go right into the center of it. And now, just like we did with the chain, we're going to catch that yarn with a yarn over, and then we're going to pull up a loop. Now we have 2 loops on our hook. Now we're going to catch that yarn again, yarn over, and pull through both loops on the hook. And ta-da, you've just made your first single crochet. Great job. Okay, let's do it again. So we're going to go into the next stitch right here, the next little heart, go into that stitch, yarn over, and pull up that loop. Now we're going to yarn over again and grab that yarn with the hook and pull through both loops on the hook. And now you've made your first 2 single crochet. We're just going to keep repeating this all the way across the row. We're actually going to do it 10 times total. 'Cause that is what my heart says. That's what my heart says. I wanna be with
always, yeah. You are my world in every place. It's the things that you do, it's the things you do, baby. It's the smile on your face, smile on your face.
Now I'm just going to continue on, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, go into the next stitch. You can see I only have 4 stitches left. So I'm going to go into that next heart, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops. Go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up the next loop. Or two loops on the hooks rather. And we are almost to our last stitch. So go into that last stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops on the hook. Okay, you've made your first row of single crochet and it looks gorgeous. I knew that you could do this. Now what we have to do is called a turning chain. Turning chains are important in crochet because they add the height that you need for the next row. So we're going to be zigzagging back and forth, so we need to get it just the right height to work that row, or if we didn't use those, our edges would be all smushed down. So all we're going to do is make a chain. So it's a yarn over, just like you learned with your foundation chain, and there's your turning chain. Now you're ready to turn your work and start your second row. So I just turned it around and you can see, guess what? All along the top are those hearts again, and we're just going to work, instead of working into the center of the heart, we're going to work underneath it. So we're not going to go in this way. We're going to come up from underneath and go under the 2 little legs of the heart. If you turn it on its side, you'll be able to see them a little bit better. So there's my little hearts. Here's the top, and then turn it, and you go underneath, go into that stitch. Now you're going to yarn over just like we did on the last row, pull up a loop, yarn over again, and pull through 2 loops on the hook. And you've just made that single crochet. Now we're going to go under the heart again, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops on the hook, and we're going to repeat that all the way across until you've made 10 single crochet. So take your time on this, and I've set it up so you can review and rewind as much as possible. Go at your own pace. This is not a race. I really want you to get this, and I know you can do it. So take your time. One of my favorite quotes is from the motivational speaker, Brian Tracy. He says, "Everything is hard before it is easy." And think of all the things you're teaching your hands to do right now. They're not used to it. They don't like it. They don't want to do it. But you have to keep at it and keep going. And before you know it, this will become effortless. Now you can see the progress I'm making here. It looks like I only have 2 stitches left. And when I get to that last stitch, before I go on to the next row, I'm going to do a turning chain again. So here I am at the end of my row. I've got 10 single crochet. I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. And my friend, this is pretty much all you need to know about single crochet. You've learned the basics. So you're just going to go in that first stitch right there underneath the heart and continue just like you did in the last row. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through both loops on the hook, and work your way across. And you know what? You'll see, even from the time you start this coaster till the time you finish it, how much your stitches have improved. You may want to rip it out and start over, and notice it gets even better. Every stitch you make is going to be better than the last. Now I've just finished my 3rd row of single crochet, and I'm going to stop and show you what it's looking like. See how nice and even it is? Your stitches will eventually look like this. So take a look at your crochet, see how it's looking, count the stitches across the top and make sure that you have 10 single crochet. Count each heart, and then before you know it, you'll be able to eyeball it. This will be second nature. So when your project measures about 3 inches tall, it's time to cut the yarn with your scissors, and then it's called fastening off. We're going to pull the yarn through the loop that's on the hook. So I've cut my yarn and I left about a 4-inch tail. Now I'm going to yarn over one more time and pull that yarn all the way through and tighten it up. Now you've fastened off your yarn and your project isn't going to go anywhere. Now we're ready to weave in the yarn ends. You don't want to just pick up the scissors and cut the yarn or it will unravel. You need to just use those long tails that I gave you and thread them with your yarn needle and then weave them into the project. And you can see I'm just going through a few stitches, and then I tend to skip a stitch and come back the other direction. And now my yarn end has been woven in. I'm going to get my scissors out again and clip it close to the work, and it's not going to go anywhere. That end is totally finished. See, don't just cut it. Now we're going to do it again for the other stitch, the other tail. Now I just go in and thread that through some of the stitches. Now I'm going to skip a stitch and thread it back the other direction. And now you can clip that close to the work and your project is completed. Now you're ready for your first projects in crochet. All of these use single crochet, and if one looks familiar, ta-da, it's the coaster I just showed you how to make. It measures 3 inches wide by 3 inches tall. So you're going to start by making a chain of 11 stitches and then start in the second chain from hook. Work 1 single crochet in each single crochet until you have 10 stitches. Make a turning chain and then work back and forth until your project measures 3 inches from the beginning. Now this one is a washcloth, and the only thing that's different about this is that I'm using a different yarn. I'm using a 100% cotton yarn for the washcloth, and I'm making a longer foundation chain. So for this project, oh, by the way, this yarn comes in lots of amazing colors. Solids, variegateds, these cute little prints, and I love this tonal look on this washcloth. So for this one, I made a chain of 26, and then I started in the second chain from hook, and I worked 25 single crochet across, chain 1, turn, and work 25 single crochet until it measures 7 inches tall. And the final project is this really cute bookmark, and for this I used a self-striping yarn. So I didn't actually change colors. This Knit Picks yarn changed colors for me. So look at all the colors in this and you can get some really cute projects. You can make a ton of these, and look, here's if you did the same project using this yarn, the home cotton, you'd get a totally different flecked look. So I used an I-9 hook for this project, and that's what I used for the washcloth too, by the way. And you make a chain of 8 single crochet, or make a chain of 8, and then work 1 single crochet in each single crochet beginning in the second chain from hook. Do a turning chain at the end and keep going until it's about 6.5 inches from the beginning, and then it's time to make the tassel. So what I did was I just wrapped the yarn around the label. I thought that was a great length, and then I fastened it at the top. I cut the yarn at the bottom, and then I wrapped the yarn around and tied it off a little bit at kind of like 1/3 down. Then I attached the tassel and wove in the yarn ends. That's how you make the bookmark. I wish you the best with your projects, and I'll see you in the next video.